I've always wanted to do something really different, to do something that no one has ever seen before. I didn't come out of university wanting to be an artist, but coming involved with CORE led me to being among these artists. We were supposed to be in a group exhibition. The exhibit was about the city of Kitchener, and my way of looking at the city was to take photographs of back alleyways. I came from a printmaking background. My prints were very layered and textured, but I didn't have that equipment to make my prints. I was in the studio just painting and drawing. I had a photograph of an old alleyway, and I had a piece of weathered wood that was literally side by side. And I noticed how the grain of the wood was similar to the textures of the brick. And so I just picked up this piece of wood and I broke it apart with my hands. The textures and the grain of the wood inspired me to actually physically recreate the photograph using all those textures. It was a really awesome moment because I think I had done something that no one had ever done before. I continued with this technique. I was doing drawings and multimedia things as well, but I had an opportunity to have a solo show at CORE Galleries, and I decided to do some of the factories of Kitchener-Waterloo that meant a lot to the community. And I chose buildings that weren't necessarily grand or celebrated buildings, but I knew that maybe somehow people would be able to connect with them. People resonated with the technique and the subject matter. People started asking me for commissions, and I continued to wanting to do it better and better and better. It was like free reign because no one's ever done this before, so I didn't have any rules to follow. It was just purely my inherent drive to want to create something really excellent. So I have no architecture background, I have no woodworking background, but the drive to do something really amazing just overcame that. As in life, things kind of find a way to manifest themselves. When you stop thinking, when you get out of your own way, interesting things happen. I was with my friend and she had this interesting material that's called flexible plywood that she was using in her studio. And I was like, wow, I think I can do something with this. I had no idea what, but I knew that I wanted to do something. I don't know, maybe a month later, I ran into a client that he had a piece of mine, and we ran into each other in the community. He's like, Heather, I was wondering if you'd be interested in doing my building. And he's like, it's really interesting and unique. And I was like, okay. And wouldn't you know it, that it was a curved building. If I didn't have that flexible plywood, I would have been scratching my head about how to do this curved building. And I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. I always go with the feeling first, and then I think, okay, what kind of composition will evoke that feeling? And then it's like, well, what do I want to build? I want to combine the history and the texture and the urban feel, but with more sophistication and elegance. And space, light, and dimension. Those are the things that I think about and I try to feel when I'm choosing my next piece to build. The desire to do something that no one's ever done before, to create excellent work, and to connect with people on many different levels is where it's taken me today.